Political scene in Haryana certainly heating up as the state heads towards polls on October 5th. Well, with all the major political parties and politicians actively campaigning, tensions that we're seeing now and the rhetoric that's only escalating in that poll-bound state. Over the weekend, we saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi making his presence felt in Haryana, while today we saw the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, stepping up his attacks on the BJP at the centre itself and the state. The political rivalry is quite evident, and it seems that as the election dates close in, the competition will only become more fierce and intense. Let's have a look. Poll-bound state of Haryana gearing up.
The Gandhis enter the Haryana Dangal. Rahul and Priyanka kicked off their Vijay Sankalp Yatra on Monday with the rally in Narayangarh constituency in Ambala. The Congress leaders hit out at the Narendra Modi government on a range of topics, including Agniveer, which has become one of the top issues.
ये अग्निवीर स्कीम नहीं है, ये गलतफहमी में मत रहिए। ये जवानों की पेंशन चोरी करने का तरीका है। जो नॉर्मल जवान होता है उसे पेंशन दी जाएगी, पूरी जिंदगी उसे पेंशन दी जाएगी। जिसको अग्निवीर नाम दिया है उसे पेंशन नहीं मिलेगी। मतलब अग्निवीर से उसके जेब से पैसा छीना गया है। कहां गया? अदानी जी की जेब में।
Rahul used the rally to dismiss reports of differences between former Chief Minister Bhupender Singh Hooda and party's Dalit face Kumari Shelja with a show of unity.
कांग्रेस पार्टी बिल्कुल जमीन से काम कर रही है, सभी लोग मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं और सरकार कांग्रेस पार्टी की बनाएंगे, इसमें कोई शक नहीं।
The BJP in power for 10 years is banking on Prime Minister Modi.
जो पार्टी अपने नेताओं के बीच एकता नहीं ला सकती, वो राज्य में स्थिरता कैसे लाएगी? आप देख रहे हैं कि कैसे यहां कांग्रेस में मुख्यमंत्री बनने के लिए मारामारी मची है। बापू भी दावेदार है और बेटा भी दावेदार है और दोनों मिलकर बाकियों को निपटा लेने लगे हैं। और ये सब देख करके हरियाणा के जागरूक नागरिक कांग्रेस को निपटाने में लग पड़े हैं।
The Congress is smelling a chance in Haryana, where it has been out of power for a decade. The party is hoping to cash in on the anger among farmers and rural population to dislodge the Nayab Singh Saini government.
बीजेपी को यहाँ पे हराओ। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद। नमस्कार।
Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let me cut across to Maushmi Singh from Kurukshetra, Haryana. She brings us a lot more right from the epicenter. Maushmi, the battle lines are drawn. Stage is set for this high-octane battle in Haryana. The state is going to polls in a single phase. Do take us through exactly the issues that prevail this time in this assembly elections, the top 5 issues in your view that prevail in Haryana.
Right, Nabila. See, the Haryana elections are being fought at the micro level, and perhaps every minuscule detail really matters. So it's about the block level netas, the Gram Panchayat, whose feelings are being assuaged, who is being antagonized, and it's also about, the key factor is the rebels that could play truant for both sides. In the past, we've seen almost 3 elections that victory margins have been very little, and almost 50% seats had very minuscule victory margins that were even lesser than what the independent or the rebel candidate got. So that's also an issue here, and in fact, the agrarian crisis, the farmers play a pivotal part in the entire election. On the other side, you have the youth voters, the Agniveer scheme that's also put on the boiler. The other factor is that who can put up a formidable front. In fact, both sides we've seen rebels plaguing the party's campaign. But on the other hand, both sides are trying to draw a wedge as far as the leadership issues concerned. Congress is taking pot shots at the two chief ministers that the BJP has had. Prime Ministers drilling into the tussle within the Congress party. And yet again, the women remain a huge vote bank, so whether it's the pension scheme or the gas cylinder scheme, we've seen a lot of freebies and almost the poll promises of the BJP and the Congress sound very, very similar. Almost 4 planks, we've seen similar promises being made to the voters. So that really means inflation could also be an issue. Employment is an issue, and farmers' crisis is an issue at the same time. The pension scheme to what is being offered to the youth and the players. So multiple factors, but I can tell you that this is going to go down to the last wire.
You're saying, Maushmi, that this is fought at a micro level, but from a macro level, the national level, we see Agniveer scheme has become a point of criticism for the BJP, basically the Congress firing at the BJP over it. We also see the farm laws, even though it's scrapped, every now and then comes back to haunt the BJP in many different ways. Do you think these two issues will really be a decider, a factor for the voters there?
Nabila, they are a decider, they are a factor, but as I said that these are overarching issues that are playing out differently at the local level. And I must say that in the past 7 to 10 days, there has been, BJP has been counter-attacking the Congress. We've seen a very spirited, sharp attack by the BJP, and perhaps the BJP is trying to iron out its own problems there, the anti-incumbency factor, by dwelling into the factionism in the Congress party. On the other side, the Congress is trying to now put up a united show. It's the last leg, which is going to be the most crucial. We've seen a united campaign by Priyanka and Rahul Gandhi today, which is going to extend for the next 2 days. So it's a very heated battle here, where the Congress had the edge, BJP has come back into the game, and now the last 3 days are going to decide whether it's going to be a 50-50 or a 40-60. Remember, Haryana has many a time seen very close fights.
A quick word, as we see that the Congress has been out of power since 2014, they're looking resurgent. They seem all pumped up and ready to go. But could AAP really act as a spoiler? How do you observe this, Maushmi?
Right, so from the stage I heard Rahul Gandhi at least talk about the independents and political parties, the smaller political parties, and called them the B team of the BJP, and he said that the chabi is with the BJP. So whether he was also talking about Aam Aadmi Party is anybody's guess, but with Arvind Kejriwal back in the campaign and the border states, border districts that border Punjab with a large minority population, the Aam Aadmi Party has decent clout, and that could be, in fact, playing truant for the Congress in many parts. I've seen many times a cavalcade of the Aam Aadmi Party through the day as I covered the Congress campaign, and it's very interesting that whether the vote cutters could actually be the kingmakers at the end of the day.
All right, interesting to watch out what's going to happen there. Barely a week left for Haryana to go to polls in a single phase, 5th of October. Thanks very much, Maushmi. We will continue tracking your reports on that. In about a few hours now, 40 constituencies of Jammu and Kashmir will be voting in its third and final phase to decide the fate of 415 candidates. 24 of these seats fall in the Jammu region, 16 in Kashmir. Most of these constituencies are located along the line of control, and as many as 29 polling stations have been set up along this border area. Over 39.1 lakh voters are eligible to cast their ballot in this round of voting. The full and final round, let's have a look.
Jammu and Kashmir prepares to vote in the final phase on 1st October. Campaigning for the high-stakes third and final phase ended on Sunday. There's going to be a keen contest among the NC, PDP and Awami Ittehad Party in the valley, and a do-or-die battle between the BJP and Congress in Jammu division. Security has been beefed up for polling to be held in 40 of the total 90 seats in the 7 districts: Kupwara, Baramulla, Bandipora, Udhampur, Samba, Kathua and Jammu.
पोलिंग जितना भी अमला है वो यहाँ आ गए हैं, वो मशीनें भी ले रहे हैं। इनके लिए इनको सहूलियत देने के लिए आप खुद भी देखें, हमने यहाँ एम्बुलेंस भी लगा रखी है, मेडिकल एम्बुलेंस, फायर एंड इमरजेंसी वालों ने गाड़ियाँ भी रखी है। अगर कोई भी ऐसा कुछ होता है तो जल्दी रिस्पांस मिले। जितने भी पोलिंग जो अमला है वो सुबह सवेरे यहाँ आए हैं। हमारे 158 पोलिंग स्टेशन है।
Nomads of Bhaderwa moved towards Bani in Kathua to participate in the final phase voting.
तो इसमें वोटों का हमें दोबारा मौका मिला, हम बड़े खुशी से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं वोट देने के लिए। इसलिए हम 15-15, 20-20 दिन पीछे निकालते थे, मगर वोटों की वजह से हम जल्दी कर रहे हैं आगे जाने के लिए।
वोट देने जाना है हमने, इससे पहले हमने कोई पता नहीं था। हम 4 तारे अपने माल 4 के मिनट कर गए, अपने हम कारोबार अपने करते रहे। वोट का हमने कोई समझाया नहीं था, कोई नाम माथे कोई विलियो या कोई इसकी सहमति थी। हमने मैं तमाम बुजुर्गों से, नौजवान साथियों से गुजारिश करता हूं कि कल
But the most critical part of this phase of election is going to be in constituencies located along the line of control. In Bandipora, people want change. Famous for the boycott wave, this region wants to script its future, this time through vote.
72 साल से एनसी ने हमें डसा है, रगड़ा है। यहाँ कुछ नहीं किया एनसी ने, क्या किया कांग्रेस ने, क्या किया। अब बीजेपी आई, बीजेपी ने उससे बदतर किया। यहाँ
बहुत बेरोजगार है। यहाँ पे कश्मीर में इतना सख्ती है, कश्मीर में दुकान भी बहुत सख्ती है, मतलब काम भी नहीं चलता है। आज
जवानों को ऐसे ही उठा लेते हैं, कहीं पे भी देखो इधर कोई भी लोग आराम से बोल नहीं सकते।
तकरीबन मुझे 35 FIR है। किसने लगाए, क्यों लगाए? अब मोदी बोलता है यहाँ अमन है, क्या अमन है? जरा मुझे बताओ। उसने वादा किया था स्टेट का, दिया अब तक?
उसका यही रीजन है कि बीजेपी ने काफी सारे ऐसे काले कानून कश्मीर के ऊपर ठोक दिए हैं।
हजारों लाखों जॉब्स पेंडिंग है, एक भी नोटिफिकेशन नहीं निकलता है, कैंसिल होता है। इनका ही कोई ताई चाचा आ जाता है, पीछे से सीटें निकाल देता है।
ड्रेनें है, रोड है, और जो ऊपर रहते हैं बंदे, उनको भी रोड होना चाहिए।
कश्मीर के जो यहाँ के जो लोकल रिसोर्स है, टूरिज्म है, फर्नीचर है, व्हाटएवर, कहाँ जा रहा है? कश्मीरी को एक इतना टुकड़ा भी नहीं हाथ लगाने देते, कहाँ जाता वो फर्नीचर?
मैं आज तक बॉयकॉट कर रहा था, हमारी पूरी फैमिली बॉयकॉट करती थी इलेक्शंस की, लेकिन पहली बार हमें उम्मीद की किरण दिखी है इंजीनियर रशीद में। हम सब मिलकर उनको वोट करेंगे।
People are politically very aware. They know who says what and what he does later on, who really asks them for vote and then later on vanishes once he gets the vote and comes back when the next elections come. So all these issues are here, and that will ensure one thing that definitely will happen is maximum voting. People who used to boycott will vote, and that's gonna ensure massive participation in the electoral process come 1st of October.
Over 39.18 lakh voters will decide the fate of 415 candidates in the fray. With Mir Farid, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, meanwhile, at a rally in Jammu and Kashmir, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge felt slightly unwell. We saw him slightly dizzy. He took a break and then comes back quickly and on stage addresses the crowd saying I will stay active and I will stay sharp and healthy until I don't push Modi out of power, until I don't dethrone him. Nonetheless, we hear Prime Minister Modi had called Mallikarjun Kharge right after these images of him feeling unwell on stage surfaced. Modi, we believe, spoke to Kharge, asked him about his health and well-being. Though Home Minister Amit Shah slammed Mallikarjun Kharge for the words he said, asking why should anyone drag the Prime Minister into someone's health issues, claiming that this really shows and exposes the Congress party's hatred towards the Prime Minister. This really reflects poorly on the Congress, is what Amit Shah says, calling it distasteful and disgraceful, while taking a dig at Mallikarjun Kharge, and also says that, well, we wish Mallikarjun Kharge a long life, expressing that he would witness the creation of Viksit Bharat in 2047. That's how long Kharge will live. We wish him great health. Kharge launched a counter-attack yet again, stating that the BJP should focus on real issues rather than engaging in such frivolous matters.
स्टेटहुड का तो मैं बोला हूँ, स्टेटहुड जरूर देंगे और उसके लिए हम जरूर लड़ेंगे, चाहे कुछ भी हो। मैं ऐसा ही छोड़ने वाला नहीं। अब मेरे को तो 83 इयर्स चल रहे, इतना जल्दी मरने वाला नहीं हूँ। जब तक मोदी को नहीं हटाएंगे तब तक मैं जिंदा ही रहूंगा, आपकी बात सुनूंगा, आपके लिए लड़ूंगा।
खरगे जी थोड़ा बीमार पड़ गए, उनको इलाज करना पड़ा, पर अभी ठीक हो गए हैं। हमारे गृह मंत्री को अपने काम पर और थोड़ा ध्यान देना चाहिए, मणिपुर में ध्यान देना चाहिए। आज तक हमारे नॉन बायोलॉजिकल प्रधानमंत्री मणिपुर नहीं गए हैं।
मुझे लगता है कि खड़गे साहब राहुल गांधी के विरोधी हैं, क्योंकि मोदी जी तो अभी 100 साल बचेंगे और तब तक राहुल गांधी बूढ़े हो जाएंगे, उनको मौका नहीं मिलेगा। खड़गे साहब, आप यही चाह रहे हैं।
Why is he so obsessed with himself? We are not obsessed with them. We don't hate Narendra Modi. We love India. And because we love India, we want to free India from the clutches of Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. I'm very happy to know, to learn that finally Mr. Amit Shah has understood what is distasteful and the meaning of the word distasteful. Hopefully now the narrative coming from the BJP, the discourse from the BJP will become a little more tasteful.
Congress goes any level, this it seems. But I tell this, if Mallikarjun Kharge, his age might be 150 or 125, it will never happen what he is searching. The PM, Sri Narendra Modi ji will be the PM, well, our Prime Minister will be the 2047 while we are in the Viksit Bharat, our PM will be the PM.
That's it for me here. You could log on to indiatoday.in. You could also download our app for a lot more news and updates.